Hi guys, welcome to another video of Diary of a Divorced Man. I'm in the kitchen again, doing stuff in the kitchen again. You always seem to be seeing me preparing stuff, but it's keeping me busy at the end of the day. I'm preparing more stuff for my lunch like I was earlier in the day. Right, anyway, this video I'm going to try and talk to you about thoughts, and obviously you have a lot of them when you're going through a divorce. All negative, a ton of thoughts going through your mind. How you're going to cope financially, how you're going to cope without her in your life anymore, and things like that. One of the things I've found to cope with thoughts is think about what a thought actually is. No, don't want to go in there, I want to go in here. A thought is basically, well, that's all it is. And a thought is, it's not real. It's not real. It's just a thought. I find a good place to try and get rid of thoughts. I did want to go in here, something. Yeah, it's all right. I found it. Your body cannot determine the difference between a thought and what is real. Okay, your divorce is real. But the thoughts that you're having of the future aren't real. When I was going through my divorce, all I could think about was all the negatives. How the kid's going to cope, how I'm going to cope, in many ways, like financially, cope without her. And I laugh about it now because I'm coping fine. I'm coping absolutely fine. In fact, life at the moment can be better. And okay, I was a little fortunate. I was able to buy her out of the house. I know some people aren't so fortunate. Excuse me. A bit of natural yogurt, good for your gut. But honestly, I know other people that have had to sell their houses and they now live in flats. But at the end of the day, they may live in these little flats and they've had to move out from a house, but they're happy. They're a lot happier now than being in a toxic relationship. And I'm loving my free time. Absolutely loving my free time. Now, when I was going through the early stages of my divorce, I wasn't predicting this. I was predicting the worst, you know. How am I going to cope? Just everything that I thought about was negative. Even when you've got people telling you, oh, you'll get out of it, you'll be fine, other divorce people, that is. telling you everything's going to be fine. You kind of can't see it, but honestly, you will be fine. You really will be fine. Don't let the thoughts in your head make you think that that's how the outcome is going to be. These thoughts, these negative thoughts in your head, can lead to stress, all kinds of anxiety. But the thoughts aren't real. They're not real. It's just, if I can put it like this, you'll think it's a bit strange, but all it is electrons moving around in your brain, which create thoughts. Yeah, it's a funny way of looking at it, but yeah, that's all it is. I mean, I went for a walk today, and I went for a walk in nature, and I recommend doing that. Just go for a walk in nature. Try not to think about everything that's going on, like your divorce and all the crappy forms you've got to fill in and all that garbage. Just listen and watch. Listen to the birds, watch them flying around, take in the clean air. Oh, dropped a blueberry. Oh, you see me? There we go. Yeah, so that's what I highly recommend. I really enjoyed my walk. I do a lot of walking now. It does help clear your head. And it's good exercise for you too. One thing I was thinking about when I was walking around the nature reserve was I've just been to see my parents, and if you watched my last video, you know that I lost my brother recently. He was only 51, he just turned 51. He died during my divorce, and you know, everything, my whole life was just falling apart. But he'd been through a divorce twice, and he'd been telling me, you know, you will get through it, Kev. And he's right. He's right. I got through it. In fact, getting over him is the hardest bit. I struggle with that still sometimes. But even then, thoughts of him pop into my head. I try not to think about him too much, because it does make me sad. Obviously, I don't want to forget him ever, which I won't. But sometimes I just get a random thought in my head about him, and I get the sinking feeling going on in my body, similar to what I had when my wife first told me she doesn't know how she feels anymore. And yeah, it's a horrible feeling, and just knowing that I'm never going to see my brother again, I'm never going to be able to talk to him again. It's just a horrible thought. You know, you sort of think, where is he? You know, where's he gone? It's not nice. And I'll tell you what, if you Greek style natural yogurt, actually really good for your gut, really nice. Mixed with a few blueberries. Anyway, that's enough about my food. Yeah, so anyway, I was walking around the nature reserve, and thoughts started coming to my head about my parents, because I've just been to see them, and I spend a lot of time with them. And I started thinking about, you know, what do I do when they pass? You know, that's going to be such a sad moment in my life. But then I had to recognise the thought, because it is just a thought. Even just thinking about it, I could feel tears in my eyes, because, as I was saying, so I've got a bit of that yogurt around the top. Because as I was saying, you know, your body can't determine what's real and what's a thought. So when you start thinking about a sad thing, that may happen in the future, well, it will happen in the future one day, but if you think about it now, it's going to make you sad now. And so I had to clear that thought out of my head. And so I cleared that out of my head, and then I had to remember I'm in the present moment now. My parents are still here, and I need to just be grateful for that and spend as much time with them as I can, and embrace the relationship that I have with them, and make it the best that it can be. Because they won't be here forever. So if you can hear a noise, it's my eggs boiling. In fact, I might move over here a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you need to embrace the time that you have now. Think of the present time, because the present time is your life. That is your life. The future isn't here yet. So even when you're going through your divorce, just remember the future isn't here yet. You may think it's all going to be doom and gloom. And initially, yeah, it could well be. Things may get worse before it gets better. But trust me, it will get better. There's one guy on YouTube who I found helped deal with my thoughts. This guy called Eckhart Tolle. I think his name's spelled EKERTTOLLE, something like that. So look him up. Talks about the spiritual awakening of basically clearing thoughts out of your head and living in the present moment. And I think he has helped me quite a lot. I haven't actually. I think he's got a book out, but I haven't actually bought the book. I actually might buy the book. But yeah, listening to some of his stuff, I found really helped. Yeah, so I'd highly recommend that. But yeah, go for a walk in nature as much as you can, and try not to think about everything that's going on. I know it's difficult. You've got all this crap going on. You've got to go to work as well. You've got to fill out all these forms, all at the same time as you're going through this grief. It's not good. Yeah, it's horrible. But as I say, you'll get there. You'll get there. Recognise thoughts for what they are. It's just a thought. Thoughts make you angry. If you're thinking something, that your wife has done, betrayed you, and all that kind of stuff, yeah, I tell you what, it is hard to get those thoughts out of your head, and I don't think you'll ever stop them coming in initially. But you do start to recognise them for what they are eventually, if you keep working on it. And the thoughts become the gap between a thought coming in and then you dismiss it, and then another thought comes in. That gap gets longer and longer until you don't think of it much at all anymore. But initially, I was going through a hard time. I had off days, on days and off days. Is an off day. They were just coming in. They were just coming in all the time, all the time. I'll get real well on. What am I thinking about that? In comes another negative thought popping into my head. Yeah, so you're going to be feeling that, and some people go their whole lives like that. I've got to go and turn the eggs off now, so I'll move it back over here again. Yeah, some people will go through their whole lives with all these thoughts, and I think that's where depression and all that kind of stuff starts. You may need some sort of therapy to deal with it. I didn't really need therapy. I saw a lot of stuff on YouTube that you can find that can deal with these negative thoughts. So I highly recommend you search YouTube. Lost me then. Yep, so that's all I've got for you today, guys. Hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see what I can help you with next. Please leave some comments and I'll see if I can help you in any kind of way, and speak to you again soon. See you later.